Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a major development in U.S. trade policy that could impact your wallet and the global economy. On August 1st, President Donald Trump is set to impose a massive 35% tariff on goods coming from Canada, our neighbor and the second-largest trading partner. This decision is being seen as one of the most significant moves in President Trump's ongoing trade war, and it has major implications not just for Canada, but for American consumers as well. But why now? What sparked this aggressive action against Canada, and what does this tariff mean for the relationship between the two countries? Stick around as we break it all down for you. To understand this 35% tariff, let's take a quick step back. President Trump's approach to trade and tariffs has been one of the most defining features of his presidency. Since taking office, the president has consistently used tariffs as a tool to renegotiate trade deals and to bring manufacturing jobs back to the United States. The U.S.-Canada trade relationship is one of the most vital in the world. Canada is not only the U.S.'s second-largest trading partner, but it is also the largest buyer of American goods. In fact, last year, Canada purchased more than $300 billion in U.S. products, everything from cars and machinery to agricultural products. It's a vital economic relationship, but not one without friction. This is not the first time trade tensions have flared between these two countries. In 2018, President Trump imposed tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, citing national security concerns. While the U.S. and Canada later reached an agreement under the USMCA deal to replace the outdated NAFTA agreement, disagreements have continued over issues like digital services taxes, dairy exports, and lumber. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more updates and content. We've got plenty more coming your way. What's at stake? The stakes here are high for both nations. While the tariffs will likely raise the cost of Canadian goods imported into the U.S., there's a significant carve-out in place for energy products and USMCA-compliant goods. This could help cushion the blow for industries that rely heavily on Canadian imports. But let's break down what this really means for American consumers and businesses. A 35% tariff on Canadian imports will increase the cost of everyday items, including cars, electronics, food, and more. The automotive industry, which relies on the cross-border flow of parts, could see higher production costs, potentially leading to price hikes for consumers. And it's not just about the products we buy. Businesses in the U.S. that rely on Canadian suppliers will face challenges too. While the tariff will likely affect consumers' wallets, it's the supply chain disruption that may be even more profound. Industries like manufacturing, agriculture, and even healthcare could feel the strain as goods get more expensive and harder to come by. Canada has been a steadfast ally and trade partner to the U.S., but this tariff war could test the strength of that partnership. Canada's response is expected to be strong, with the possibility of retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods. If this happens, it could escalate the trade war and lead to further disruptions in both countries' economies. The Trump administration's trade strategy. So what prompted President Trump to escalate the tariffs now? The short answer: uncertainty and ongoing trade negotiations. In the past few weeks, we've seen President Trump shift his stance on trade policy multiple times, at one point even delaying tariffs on certain countries. However, these recent threats are a clear indication that his administration is not backing down. It's been suggested that Canada's digital services tax, which targets major U.S. tech companies, may have been the last straw. After Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government backpedaled on the issue, the tariff threat came as a surprise, signaling unresolved tensions beneath the surface. The decision to impose this 35% tariff shows that the Trump administration is willing to put pressure on key allies to achieve its desired economic outcomes. This isn't just about Canada. As we know, President Trump has been in a trade war with China for years, and tensions with other nations like Mexico and the EU have simmered. What we're seeing now could be the opening salvo in a much larger and more dangerous global trade conflict. As the U.S. raises tariffs on its closest allies, other nations are watching closely to see what happens next. Global repercussions. But how does this fit into the bigger picture? The U.S. trade war isn't just about Canada. The Trump administration has been aggressively pursuing new trade deals, often by threatening tariffs. With countries like China and Mexico already in the crosshairs, the global economy is holding its breath, waiting for the next move. The potential for global economic turmoil is real. If the U.S. raises tariffs on Canada, it could prompt other countries to retaliate, further disrupting global supply chains. And as prices rise, consumers worldwide will feel the effects. It's also worth noting that this aggressive tariff policy could set a dangerous precedent, encouraging other countries to adopt similar tactics. Higher tariffs create an unpredictable business environment. Global companies that rely on stable international trade will have to rethink their strategies. For instance, companies that export goods to both the U.S. and Canada may struggle to adapt to the new tariff rules, potentially leading to decreased trade and fewer jobs. The effects of these tariff increases won't be immediate, but over time, we'll see significant shifts in global markets. Supply chain issues, inflationary pressures, and economic slowdowns could create ripples that extend far beyond just the U.S. and Canada. Looking ahead. So what's next for this tariff war? We're watching closely as President Trump continues to ramp up tensions with key trade partners. While Canada is the latest target, other countries could soon feel the heat as well. The question remains, will these tariffs lead to meaningful trade deals, or will they spark more global economic friction? One thing is for sure, this ongoing trade war is far from over, and it's something we all need to keep an eye on. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more updates and content. We've got plenty more coming your way.